What's up, everybody? Welcome to Crash the Mode, Season 2, Episode 1. How are we doing, folks? Today we are with Patrick Noonan, one of our oldest friends, actually, from high school.
Yes. Say hello, Noonan.
Yes, hello. Thank you for having me. It's great to finally be here. I said I was starting to feel like the Matt Damon to your Jimmy Kimmel, always never making it on your show.
I feel like a lot of people feel that way, to be honest. But
It's okay.
here we are, we're back.
Here.
I don't
Yeah.
blame him.
Made it.
Patrick is a senior at John Carroll University in Ohio, for people that don't know.
Yeah.
All right, Noonan, let's get into it. So, as we just said, you're a senior, right?
Yes.
Do you regret any of your 4 years of college?
Do I regret them?
Well, anything in them. Like, well, we had COVID during college.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to know if you regret your time at John Carroll or not.
Well, I mean, obviously that year or so wasn't ideal. I mean, I wouldn't say I regret it because, I mean, I didn't really have control over it. I know everyone kind of did different things, whether it was take a break from school, which honestly, it's not the worst idea because I don't think anyone was very productive during that year. Some people worked more. That's when we started working at the Home Depot together. So I think kind of did their own thing. I don't regret anything, but there are things I wish I could have done.
Like what?
Like I was supposed to study abroad.
Yes, that
So,
was a big thing I remember.
I know that wasn't always something I wanted to do until I actually went abroad, and then I knew I wanted to do it. So I actually found a program that I liked. It was going to be for a whole semester in Italy, and I signed up to go, got approved, and it was for fall 2020, so I didn't go. So that's one thing I wish I could have done.
Bang vid.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like it was going to be great, but yeah.
Sounds amazing, yeah.
Yeah, I know a few things, like, when I moved up here, like, the whole first year at CSU, like, it was all online.
Yeah.
And so I kind of wish to, like, I know it was online, but, like, I wish I might have joined, like, more clubs or something, you know?
Okay.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, we missed out on a year of basically like socializing and meeting new people,
More
which is
than that,
really
yeah.
the best part of school right now.
When I was at
So-
Cincy, I was like a mile away from campus, and all my classes were online, so I kind of just didn't meet anybody new. Like, our friends, Justin Gons, they were there, so they did hang out with me, but, like, besides that, I wouldn't meet anybody. I wasn't on campus, and, like, it was miserable, so, came back up.
Are you happy you went to John Carroll?
I am.
Out of all
So
the places?
yeah, I mean, who knows? Like, there might have been another school that I would have enjoyed just as much. But I think I'm glad with what I chose. I mean, as you know, I'm a tour guide, so like not only do I enjoy it, I spend some of my time trying to get other people to go there as well. But I like it. It's a nice size, nice campus feel, but also like not in the middle of nowhere. And like everyone there is super nice. So yeah.
So, we were literally just talking about this, but so for a long time, I know you didn't know what you wanted to do after college, like even before going into college, but has John Carroll helped show you what you wanted to do, or do you think your internship more this year, or do you still not know?
Maybe not John Carroll, but college in general.
Yeah, no, I mean, short answer, no. I mean, as you know, I'm like a communications major with a concentration in integrated marketing and like a psych minor. And the major is nice because it is so applicable to like so many different jobs, whether you want to do marketing, communications, somewhere in between. But it also makes it very hard to narrow it down.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. I mean, yeah, like right now I'm in like a brand marketing role. So I would be interested in sticking to something like that, or also maybe going a little more into the IMC route and like pure marketing communications or something like that. So we'll see. I mean, I've still got some classes to go, still got some stuff to learn
You have
about.
3 classes to go.
Yeah, but like some of them are the ones I'm like more interested in. Well, I've always been interested about finding more about just like public relations and stuff like that in general. So I have like a public relations and advertising seminar. That's on Tuesdays. So
Why do you feel like so many people don't know what they want to do, like after high school especially?
Well, it's an overwhelming decision.
When you're 18, having to just choose what you want to do for the rest 40 years of your life.
Yeah.
People definitely put a lot of pressure on you to decide at that point, and it's like people don't realize that like you don't have to pick what you're gonna do for the rest of your life right then and there.
Yeah, and I feel like it's like at some point we got the idea that like in order to succeed you have to like stay at your job for like 30 years or like you can't move around or change things like
you want to be able to
10 years.
retire, right? Like
Yeah.
it's like you don't have to stay there forever.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So we'll see. Like I said, take it maybe a year or two at a time.
Do you wish high school prepared you more for wanting to know what you were going to do, or do you think there's not really like a way to do that?
Yeah, I
Because there
mean,
just is so many jobs and so many routes you can take.
oh, like just for like job,
Well,
like
like
cert hunt in general.
like anything. Like I
Yeah.
feel like yes, we did all media pro together in school, but
Mhm.
like the only one going into that right now is Ryan Smith. Like we all kind of.
I mean, you're kind of.
Well, right now. I'm in social media management / marketing
Oh,
more so, I'd say, but
okay.
like it's just weird. you
Yeah.
know?
I mean, are there ways I'm sure high school could have prepared us better? Yeah. I mean, I also think, I mean, it was a decent job. I mean, if you're asking too, like how like I ended up choosing my major, I mean, they said like look at what you enjoy, and we were all in like media pro and stuff, and like theater and stuff, and like John Carroll had like a communication major in the theater department, and so that kind of just drew me in. Then it actually moved departments the year I got there, but yeah, I mean, I've enjoyed it since. I don't regret my major at all. I think like me and some of my friends have also realized when you graduate, sometimes your major actually doesn't really matter all that much.
all that matters is the slip of paper.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Unless you're going to be like a doctor or
Or-
like an accountant,
Or
maybe.
engineer, something that actually you have to
Yeah.
know what you're doing.
But so many just like sales, marketing, communications, like a lot of jobs where it's just like you need the 4-year degree. It's like it doesn't matter at all.
They're
And so
more
like, why not
looking
take
for-
communications? Like they make fun of it for being easy, even if it is. So what? It still gets the same result.
Oh, exactly. And there's so many jobs that
Mhm.
branches off into.
People are more looking for experience now than they would be. I feel like education.
Mhm.
Well, I guess depending, but
mean,
a lot of things.
yeah.
Skill.
In the next 6 months, we're gonna have real adult jobs and have to live as
I mean,
adults. Fingers crossed. But do you feel like an adult at 21, going into your last year of college?
I feel like I've taken on, I mean, like some like more mature things, but do I feel like a full adult? No.
Why?
I don't know. Like I totally should. I mean, we're 3 years past that mark to be an adult, but I don't know. Maybe because having a job is so well tied to being like grown up.
Mm-hmm.
Like I still spend half the time at like my home at Barry, where we grew up. And I don't know. But I mean, on the same hand, like I don't know. I do have the house at John Carroll, which we got to pay rent for, and like do have this internship, which is kind of like a part-time, close to full-time like job.
Especially like during break.
Yeah.
We've been going crazy with it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just different things like cooking every day on your own, and I mean just small things like that. I guess makes you feel more like adult, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I don't feel like it either.
No.
Not yet, at least. Like,
Especially
I
when
don't
you're
know when it's
talking
gonna hit
to
me.
like someone who's 10 like years or like more older than you, like
Like your boss or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, do you call them like by their like they say to, but like it still feels a little weird calling them by their first name.
Mm.
And like I don't know about you guys, like in the sense of school, there's like I know so many people who it's like it takes forever for them to like get out of the habit of asking permission to do like basic things, like go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Like so many like whether it was like for on-campus jobs or like classes, like when people do it, people are like, why are you asking? Just go to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Don't need the permission.
It's just
Get
one
up
of the
and
that's
go.
a weird thing from high school. I don't know. Like
I'm glad that that's not a thing anymore
Mhm.
in college, and you can just get up and walk out of class.
makes sense.
I mean,
Yeah, definitely.
All right, let's change the subject.
Yes.
Here. So, in high school, you volunteered at an old folks' home.
You're correct.
Did that make you less afraid to die or more afraid to die? Because you were with all these old folks for a whole semester.
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't. My initial answer, I guess, would be I don't know if it had an effect on how I felt about dying, like
Did
death,
it have an
but it might have
effect
had an
about getting
effect
old?
about leading up to death.
Mm.
About like, what if everyone like around like me dies first, and then like
And you're the
I'm in a
last
home
one?
like alone. Like, what
Oh.
if I'm to the point where I'm physically miserable for like years? Would I want that?
Put me
Like,
down.
Yeah, that's the part
So-
that scares me most about getting old is just
Yeah.
deteriorating.
like things you
Like,
feel like now, like
losing
you're
your-
like I would never like let happen, or like I would never like let that like I don't know what's like get out of hand or whatever.
Mm.
But most of the time, it's like out of your control.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's
And then,
Mhm.
it happens to everyone.
sadly, well, maybe not in our
Really?
lifetimes. Who knows?
I mean, probably, huh?
Wait, actually, everyone?
Shut the fuck up. What are you talking about?
Kidding. No,
So you are afraid to die, is what I'm hearing.
I guess to answer that like directly, I mean a little, yeah. Isn't everyone?
I am.
Yeah, I mean, who like? It's like the biggest question ever is like what happens when you die, and if it's nothing, like not saying it is nothing, but if it is nothing, there is no further conversation, and if it is something, what does that mean? Like. Are we going to be in like not to sound like are we going to be in like a different form, like are we even going to like be able to tell what we are, like I don't know.
I feel like the fact that it is inevitable kind of brings a bit of comfort, just because, like, well, I don't know. Like, we're all gonna die. Like,
Does it
everyone's.
make you feel like you're on an unstoppable conveyor belt?
No, it makes me feel exactly like that. Actually. Well, there's days I lie in bed and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm only 21. I'm gonna have to do this maybe 50 more years if I'm lucky.
Yeah, but like one thing I'm like, well, they say like kids are supposed to be the greatest joy of your life, and like we haven't got there yet, so like maybe the best is still to come.
We're
Yeah.
just going on the up ramp.
Yeah.
And sometimes even though it feels like it's down in a few days.
Yeah.
Just wait till you pop out a child.
Yeah, and who knows? Well, who knows what retirement will be like? So.
That's true.
All right. So your first tweet ever was.
Wait, I think it was about. Is it about the nerd?
No.
No. Okay.
This is for your Twitter, not your
Oh,
actual
okay.
Twitter.
Okay. For
But it's
alt,
yeah. It says Mike's floor confuses me, and I just want to know if that's still true.
No,
Well, do you know why you tweeted that?
I think I do actually.
Why?
I believe that's from when you lived in your original place at the Langston.
Mm.
Just because it got so sticky so much when we went there, but it was extremely loud and extremely sticky. I think it was with our shoes on, but not sticky at all with like your socks or just bare feet.
Ew.
Ew. I do remember that exactly though.
Yeah.
Well, friggin' Rob had parties every Wednesday, and like just the floors. They'd clean the floors before the parties, which is the part that confused me the most.
I mean, I could understand that, but like you also need to do it after.
Your shoes are making noises when you're walking. Like,
Yeah.
goddamn.
Honestly, I was kind of a CSU student that year. I was up here like pretty much every weekend that fall semester.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
You and
Yeah.
Ryan Smith until
Yeah.
like the end for Ryan Smith, but yeah,
Mm.
you really had your CSU days.
It's pretty much where the only place I can get out. So.
Yeah.
I should have asked this question before. There's an arrow pointing on my sheet back up, but so back to the old people. Why do you spend time with the old people? You actually like old people, from what I hear.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, I'm just making sure.
You into old people?
No.
their age doesn't have an effect on like why I like them.
You didn't answer the question.
What was
No, that was not the question. The question
get this light off me?
No, but just why do you
Yeah.
think there's such a big discrepancy between like?
why people don't like them?
Well, that wasn't the question,
Oh.
but that could be another question we get into.
What was your question?
Like, why is there such a big discrepancy between young people and old people? Do you think?
Like, what's the discrepancy?
I feel like they just don't agree on anything.
I mean, it's important to remember that there's also stereotypes like attributed to like the elderly, just like any other group. I mean, I know we were talking about when I was at like the assisted living home, and I mean, like the word old just encompasses so much, and like that's like
Does it offend you when I call it the old folks home instead of like assisted living or assisted care?
no,
Senior citizen.
no. I mean, those are all good. I mean, I'm just saying that probably because like I went there so much, and that was the name on the door or whatever. But I don't know. I mean, I think like again, the stereotypical old person people might see as like unaccepting and like abrasive and just mean. But I mean, I don't think that's the case with all, if not most of them.
Have you been to Drug Mart?
Not in a long time.
Well, there's a reason I don't.
Don't get me wrong. There
Mart.
are people who are cranky like that, but there's like a lot of young cranky people too.
Sometimes
We're friends with some. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
No, you're true.
There's a person who has a YouTube account dedicated to being cranky.
That's true, and he is kind of elderly at heart. But
Definitely.
So
he's the grandpa vibe for sure.
He's the oldest one out of all of us.
yeah, but I mean, you see like the like news stories of like the people who are like 78 and going for runs in the morning, and like that's like I'm like, I don't do that at 20. Like, how do you have the motivation to like get up in the morning and do that?
Well, that's because you said all their friends are dead. What else do they have?
Maybe. I don't know.
Not to be mean to any old people out there.
Yeah. But no, I don't know. Does that answer your question or?
Yeah, kind of. I just was curious.
Yeah.
Because you.
I mean, there might be just a discrepancy because people can be uncomfortable to whatever's different.
Well, also, I feel like we, like, people, us, and then everybody under us grew up on cell phones. And, like, all these old people did.
Yeah.
So now we get to see, like, so much more of the world than they were able to see, you know?
I suppose. And, like, they might, I mean, some of that, if that were the case, might be jealousy of, but, like...
Do you think some old people are jealous?
Of, like, what we get to experience?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sure there are some that are, and then there's some that are thankful that they don't have to deal with it. Cause,
I think there are some that wish we had to grow up like they had to grow up.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Like when,
back in my day, I used to have to walk 10 miles to get to high school. Like,
it was both uphill.
Yeah.
And it was 20 miles back somehow.
I did it in 5 minutes.
Yeah, just I feel like a lot of old people and young people are feuding.
I think everyone's feuding, and like I said, I don't think age is necessarily the defining factor of that. And I mean, I'm sure that's another thing that's been said like a lot, that like things seem as like polarized as ever now, but I don't know. Maybe it's just because we're at the age that we're starting to notice stuff like that.
I think
But things really do seem like
I feel like
crazy.
it was more polarizing in like 2016, 2020. I feel like we're slowly less polarized than we were.
we'll just wait till the primaries.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
that's
boy.
kind of what sparked it in both those years, actually. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that could be a podcast in of its own. So that's a rabbit hole
We haven't
We
ever
don't
got
have to go
political on Crash the Mode, I don't think.
yeah, it doesn't seem like your vibe, so
Nah.
We don't really know much politics, so. This year I didn't have a plan to...
important.
You know how they're like, you must have a plan to vote? Had no plan. Didn't end up
I
voting.
mean, you didn't vote?
Did you vote?
Yeah, I went back to Perry.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I went back to Perry and then drove into work the morning I voted. Mike?
I didn't have a plan, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, you have
It's not
to.
something to be proud of.
I'm not proud, I'm calling you. I didn't
That's
have
the
a plan.
stupidest thing. Like, sorry, no, not the. But
But also, if I voted, like, I wouldn't know who to vote for, because again, no plan.
I didn't
well,
have
then
a plan.
do the plan. Do the research.
Did you have a plan?
No,
You just went in there gung-ho?
Yes, I went there and I probably had to give, I think I gave them my ID
Yeah.
and then they just
Just
saw
chose
Hi,
names.
Mrs. Houston.
Just chose random ass names on the list.
Well, you could
Oh,
search.
you mean plan like with what you...
You could look up the ballot beforehand,
Yeah, no, but like...
and then like, yeah.
I don't
Maybe
feel
this
comfortable
year I'll
telling
vote.
you about that.
That's okay.
I mean,
yeah.
there's like even for like the lower like ones like I mean it was a big one for Ohio because the governor was on the ballot, and I won't say who I voted for, but even like the lower ones, like there was one for like this something director of education or whatever. Like the one of the guys was like
important.
very unpleasant, and did not vote for him because of that, because I looked up things he's
Done and said.
yeah, and I just didn't agree with it, so I didn't vote for him.
That's
So,
okay.
so
Do you
I know
read?
it's okay.
Do you read a lot still or no? Because I know when we were younger, you read probably the most out of all of us.
Yeah, I mean, I did. No, I used to read like a lot. Not really. Every now and then, like it's kind of like now if I find something that interests me, whereas before it was like just on to the next one, on to the next one, finishing this to get on to the next one.
What was your favorite book series? Harry Potter?
For a while, that was. I mean, it might still be, but I mean, I just haven't read it in so long.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any other favorite series?
I mean,
Do you like you like Percy Jackson, right?
yeah, no, I read Percy Jackson, Heroes of Olympus, Kane Chronicles, like all of those were really good. Very excited for
In
that.
sixth grade, me, you, and Jaron we were like who could finish Percy Jackson the first book first.
Really?
Yeah, we did a little competition. Don't know if I finished the book.
And Jaren didn't for sure. And
Did
then
you read
the
the
second book was so quick. The second book took like literally like 2 days, I think.
Sheesh.
It's like you should be good.
Oh, damn.
So
Well, that brings the follow-up question.
Okay.
Would you seem like you'd write a book when you're old?
can I write a book?
Do you get that vibe?
Oh yeah.
I mean, thank you.
For some reason, I just see an old Noonan with a
Author.
pipe right.
With the pipe.
When you're old, you're gonna be a pipe guy for sure.
So I don't know. Like I mean, the last book I read was in I don't know. It was last semester, and like I would read it like on my commute to work.
On
which
the
was-
bus.
Yeah, on the train. So that was kind of nice because you could kind of just
So you haven't thought about writing a book? Because I was gonna ask, what would it be?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, when I was younger, I thought like, oh, I'm gonna write, but probably it would be fun to write something fiction. At least start with fiction, see how you are as a writer, and then I mean, if it doesn't like burst into flames, then maybe try nonfiction about something like in your life. So
I feel like you have a very interesting life to write about.
I think we all have an interesting life to write about.
Certainly.
I think everyone has an interesting story. No.
But it's true. Everybody's story is different.
Yeah.
So, some people have said, not him or me, but some people have said, you're the most indecisive out of all of us.
Am I? No.
I should have phrased this first, but you have 30 seconds to answer this question.
Oh, God.
Why are you indecisive, Noonan? Why can't you make a decision?
If I have to answer it so quickly, I guess I would say possibly overthinking the possibilities of, well, if I do this, then this, but if I do this or this, like, I mean, it's like, I don't know, if I had to put it into a visualization, maybe chess, where it's like, if I make this move, this could happen, or this could happen, or this could happen, but if I could also not make this move and make this move, but then like this would happen and this would happen, and what would the other person think if I did this? Then well, that's another thing. You have to totally like, for like certain decisions, have to like predict how the other person's thinking or going to act, and like I don't know, it's a lot to think about sometimes.
So it all started in chess club in middle school, is what I'm hearing?
No, I mean that was just a random like.
Just kidding.
So I know, but I have been compared to Chidi from The Good Place.
That kind of sounded like a little cheaty thing, but I don't know if we've ever got that specific answer out of you. Why do you care what other people think about you?
Like I said, I was on a time limit, so I had to say something.
Well, I just didn't want you to keep thinking about the question.
I mean, I've done all right so far in this.
I'd say.
Yes,
yeah. What were you going to say then?
Why do you care what other people think about your decisions?
I mean, to some degree I don't.
Or do you just care how it affects them more so?
It's a good question. Now that you mentioned decisiveness, I can't answer. I don't know. I mean, it's also different, like, professionally and personally. Like, right now, like, in an internship, it's like you feel like everything you're doing is being monitored and judged, and I think in some degree it is.
Well, especially with your kind of internship, you're trying to, like, get hired on after.
Yeah, and so I think makes things a little stressful sometimes. And then with people, yeah, like to some degree, like I don't care what they think, but then also like, I mean, I don't want to like if I do care about them, like I don't want to like offend them. I don't want to make them like mad, but like also like I don't want my actions to be like misconstrued, even if even if it's not necessarily in a negative way, just in the wrong way.
Mm.
But
That actually kind of brings us right into our next question.
okay.
You said that, and it just makes you sound like so caring of other people's opinions. And the other next question is, like, you are one of the nicest people I've ever met. And I just want to know, like, where that came from.
Aw. I don't know. I guess I would have to say, like, my family, for one. You know, I mean...
Your mom or your dad?
Both.
Or just everybody?
Both. I mean, all, really. I mean, I do
Very
consider
kind.
myself very lucky to have, like, a good family. I mean, I guess they were my example for years before I started hanging out with you guys. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like meeting family is good. Like, you start branching out and it's good. So, yeah, I mean, do you have another question, like a follow-up question to elaborate on that, or?
I do.
Thank you again, but
Well, yeah, I was just curious. Like, everybody that we introduce you to says that. Like, oh my God, Noonan's so sweet and everything. And, like, you are. But, like, what is,
But
this is just a question I thought of when you were talking about that and your parents. But, like, what is each of your mom and dad have taught you, like, separately? What's the biggest lesson your mom has taught you?
I don't know. I mean, that's like a really broad question to think of on this.
30 seconds.
30. Oh God, not again. I don't know. Just be kind to others. I feel like is one that's taught throughout places, whether it's at home or school or whether you go to like church or something. Yeah, I don't know. Like,
All right, listen, your dad. Do you have one for your dad or no?
That was kind of an encompassing.
All right.
So, I mean, again, like, I guess lead by example and stuff.
Care about how your other actions affect others.
Yeah, I mean, just have empathy. Like, put yourself in their shoes. What do you want it done to you? And, I don't know. I could be more mean if you want.
Have you seen Noonan ever mean?
Yes.
When?
Yeah.
It's rare. He doesn't get.
He gets
Cut this out in
feisty is the
post.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
No,
everybody
being-
gets feisty.
Not even
Feisty
feisty,
is
you
not
just get
like-
aggravated.
okay, well, that's like a whole other thing entirely.
It's like
Than saying,
he
have you ever seen him mean, and have you ever seen him aggravating?
He gets fed up.
Yeah.
That's a good way to describe it.
Yeah.
Not with us ever.
No. I'm trying to go to bed. I'm just kidding.
When I get a big bruise on my arm.
You
Don't
know.
eat my Oreos. No. Anyways,
You don't know I was going to open them.
If you could travel anywhere in the past, present, or future, where? Where are you going? Where are you traveling to?
Yes. No, I mean, if like money wasn't an issue, like I would love to go, and money and time were not an issue. I would love to go everywhere. But to narrow that
yeah,
down.
give us like three.
Yeah.
Top three
I mean,
places, I guess. Like if you got a jet right now and
This
all the
jet
money,
could go back in time, forward in time. Where are you going?
where's the first place you would go?
505.
You'd go back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whether it's a flight or if I have to drive. But
Jet turns into a car.
no, but I don't know. I mean, like I said, I went to Italy, and like I would love to go back. But there's a lot of places just around Europe I would want to go, and like not just Europe either.
You'd
Like-
want to stay in this time though.
Well, if that was this time, if I know I've heard the question like, would you rather go so many years in the past or future? And I think I would say past.
Because you know what happened.
Because we know it happens, like we might know how to navigate it better.
Mm-hmm.
Because we know things, we already have like interest to go and like see, and also kind of like for a health perspective too, which I know things weren't the most sanitary back then, pretty much however far back you go. But like I don't know, like what if like I might bring a disease to the past that hurts people.
Look at him with the empathy again.
That's not empathetic if you break down what I just said. That I might go back to the past and like...
Well, like
Get
you
people sick.
care about the fact that you
Oh.
might affect.
But then I'm
those-
like, if I go to the future, what if I catch something from the future that like I'm not immune to or I'm not like prepared for, and I get something from them that. But like most of the stuff from the past, we have.
This is a hypothetical, so I think we're not counting we're not going to count like initial like sicknesses like, and I feel like this was
so this time traveling situation is just unrealistic.
I feel like if you went back, like say if it was 500 years in the future or past, and if you did go back in the past, I feel like maybe hygiene was so bad back then because they just didn't practice it, you know. So maybe since you're going back, you know those good hygiene.
They say the Romans were like kind of not half bad
toilets
with hygiene.
You know, they said in the Perry Cemetery was buried the dude who invented dental floss.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. That just came up.
Is that actually true though? Like I feel like people have been using hair or like reed or something.
Well, they must be like dental floss, but I feel like I googled it once and it didn't come up. But I'm also like,
I swear that's just a legend that they were
maybe.
I don't know. They saw an old grave and they're like, "Did you know?"
Well, I was just talking to someone. They're like, "Oh yeah, the guy who invented another like dental hygiene thing is in Chardon Cemetery."
What the fuck? No, no, it's not. It's not true. But could you imagine, like, I feel like everybody who gets asked this question would say they'd go to the past. Because, like, could you even imagine, like, somebody 100 years, like in 1920 coming to now? Like, they would have no idea what to do. And that's only 100 years.
That's true.
Like, they would have no idea what the fuck's going on. So I couldn't even imagine the next 100 years, dude. It's probably crazy.
I mean, I've gradually been watching Outlander with my dad. And, I mean, that's someone who's going from, technically, it's their present to the past and, like, see how they adjust. So, it's like if they were just thrown right in.
Really?
But it's actually really good. So.
I only have one more question, and that's the last question. So we can. Well, let's keep
bantering.
Yeah, let's keep conversing. Do you have anything you wanted to bring up?
Oh shoot!
Today
was I supposed to prepare things?
No, but Ryan Smith did.
Yeah, well, of course he did.
Wow, he prepared too.
Kind of set a standard.
No, he did. He set the.
Do you want that to be the standard?
No.
What do you talk about?
Where the bar.
What Ryan's? Oh yeah, no.
That was the bar. You need to elevate.
Okay.
I think he set where rock bottom was. I'm just kidding. Ryan Smith, if you're watching, no.
You heard it. No.
You heard it here first, folks.
You can come back and make a better statement.
Mm-hmm. Could you
maybe say that you don't do certain things?
What do you think a joint podcast with me and him would be like?
Fun. Well, it's just like I think there'd be a lot of arguing.
With if he was on it?
If it was just Noonan and Ryan Smith together.
Oh, you two.
I mean, you heard them, Ryan Smith. I'm the kindest person ever.
Except when you're talking to Ryan Smith and playing Minecraft, and then y'all just gang up either on each other or come fight us.
It'd be like
for reference, I feel like I just gotta throw it out there that I like never played Minecraft until like quarantine, and then we played it for like a month or something, and then like stopped, and then like a year later we played it for like a week and then stopped. And other than that, I've never played Minecraft.
Yeah, but you were fucking jerking it. Because of him.
He was messing with me. Again, rabbit hole, I'm not going to go down. But
basically, he wanted war, he got war.
Yep.
You can't mess with the Patricks.
Oh, no.
It's something you just don't want to do.
Another thing is, if you have a birch tree in Minecraft, it's getting burnt.
They're pretty.
In real life, they are.
Yeah, I like the bark in real life, definitely.
So, have you had any new hobbies recently?
Hobbies?
Well, I don't know. I feel this.
Honestly,
at the start of this year,
I haven't really done much then.
At the start of this year, like one of my goals is to find a new hobby, but I don't know what it is.
Okay.
Like I don't know what I want to do. Maybe
I'm still playing trumpet.
Fun.
There you go.
So we'll see. I might get to do something special for that this year.
Do you play that in your house at John Carroll, or do you go somewhere to?
I don't really practice anymore. I should. This semester, one of my goals is to practice more. Just because it's my last semester, I might get like a little mini feature.
Are you taking band again?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good.
I was able to take it every semester.
Nice. Is that one of your 3 classes then, or is that?
No, I don't count that as like a.
Okay.
But new hobbies.
That's not a class. That's just for fun.
I don't know. There's like I feel like during like 2020, there's like a lot of random things that like me, just like everyone else, tried to pick up. And, like, thinking back on some of the things, especially near the end of, like, quarantine, where it's like I really did not leave the house for a very long time. Like, they just got more random. But who knows, maybe I'll pick one of those up. Or
Like what? Do you have an example of something you tried to start?
I started doing calligraphy around that time.
Weren't you
maybe
big into
slightly
that
after.
younger though too?
I mean,
I feel like
I
you
wrote
always loved
cursive. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it just kind of like they forced the habit to us, and then I just never went back. And I don't know, it looks nice. It's important to know.
Especially calligraphy looks real nice.
Yeah, I'm not even that good at it. It's just learning to use the different pens and stuff.
The wax stamp.
Yeah, that's like the best part. So, yeah.
What else?
Duolingo.
Oh, really?
I always download Duolingo for like a good month.
Italian?
I like
Use it
hear
for,
like
a
this,
week
like
or
I'm
two.
watching a show and I hear a language. I'm like, I want to learn that, and then like I get it and like I go on it for. At this point, honestly, it's like a couple days. It used to be longer, and then it's like I don't go back. I mean, there's a point where I tried, like, either writing on the Italian classes I took with it, or I don't know. I was watching Ekaterina, and so I was trying to like learn Russian,
Oh my gosh.
French when the exchange. Like I was friends with like some of the exchange students, and we were hanging out a lot. That was one of the things in quarantine where I tried to do High Valerian.
Oh, that
Yeah,
was my question I was going to ask you. Could you speak High Valerian for us?
Okay.
He's rusty.
Okay.
I really only know like lines from the show, and like I know what they mean, so it's not like I'm just saying the sound. But like one of the most famous, you've seen the original show, right?
Yeah.
And you have not.
Nope.
One of the most famous lines in it is "Zeldrizis buzdari iskostawor," and
I love that line.
yeah, it's like one of the best lines, one of the best scenes from one of the best characters.
But what's that mean?
Is that when she tells? Is that when she's like she like sells one of her dragons away? And
Yeah.
Then she oh, okay, yeah.
So yeah, it's Daenerys. You know the character, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But it means like a dragon is not a slave. And then buzdari is actually a low Valyrian term, and I won't go into the reason why she uses a low Valyrian word, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then she continues to go like Miha nuha Daenerys talmaz mohen Targaryen netrot Valerio epigarixas Valerio muno egnus nuhis isa.
Gonna have to put subtitles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Or you're gonna get people like in the comments being like, actually that's not it, and like
Yeah.
nice try, but sorry to the, but yeah. No, Daenerys is just like the coolest character. Yeah, Dario Valerio.
Till season 8.
Huh?
Till season 8.
Okay. I was okay with her. I mean, the writing started to go down like 7 or 8,
Mm-hmm.
and because they started to go away from the books, and the characters stopped acting like themselves. She's not the only one.
Oh
But-
yeah.
But like, so it was like a very harsh change from what she was like for the prior seasons. And then honestly, I was like fine with it. I was like, because like I watched it later than everyone else, so I heard like how everyone just hated the ending.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like dreading it. And then honestly, or the last season really, because I didn't have a problem with it until the very last episode.
Yeah, that one. Well, that
Yeah.
was just the worst of it all. When they did, I saw a video of them doing the final script reading, and like they were laughing at it, like they were reading and laughing.
Where it was Emilia Clarke is like, best season ever.
Oh yeah,
It's so bad. It's so stupid and doesn't make sense. And
like the part, just like they were reading the scene where John
yeah, and
stabs her in the back, and it's like, oh my god.
in the heart.
Oh, is it the heart?
I think so. Because they kiss, and do you mind if we talk about like
He's.
I ain't gonna.
I showed him like the Battle of
And
the
also, like,
Bastards and like.
the Dovegedis or Unsullied or whatever? Like they just let him go, which is weird. I don't know. And then they just kind of go home. Dothraki just let it go, kind of go home to someone like they worship. Like, I don't know.
Like freshman year of high school, I watched the first episode. Then just never kept going.
Well, actually, I watched like the first episode at Hannah's house, but like I had to go home. We still had curfews at that time, so I had to be home by a certain time. So I didn't see like the last I thought it was 5 minutes at the time. I think it was literally a minute. It was like an hour or so many, like 15-minute episode. I didn't see the last minute. And I was like, okay, it was like all right, but it was kind of boring. I didn't watch it again for a long time. Went back and saw it with that very last minute. That last minute changed everything.
Of the first episode?
Yeah.
What is that last minute? Do you remember?
It's where he says like the things we do for love and pushes Bran out the window.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the second episode, when it picks up, it's like, it was so good. It kind of goes like, as overall as a series, like, I don't know, like, no. That means nothing.
Yeah. I mean, even then, like, I feel like I don't regret watching it.
No, it's so good. It's one of my favorite TV shows.
Like 1 through 7, like 8 doesn't ruin the whole show, definitely, because like how good.
Yeah. House of Dragon I enjoyed.
I haven't seen that yet. Do you recommend?
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I mean, kind of similar thing where it's like the first one was good, but it's off to a slow start. But then it picks up, and then honestly, I think this whole season is because the whole point is leading up to like a civil war, and the war hasn't happened yet. In the whole first season, it's just building up.
There was a time jump, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I remember seeing like they had the one actor or actress, and then time went by. She looks older now. It's a different actress, and so that one actress is done. Right? Do you think is she done, or do you think they'll have like flashbacks a lot?
They might.
Yeah.
I mean, she's likely done.
Yeah.
But
guest appearances.
Flashbacks. I mean, I kind of know the story of it, not because I read the book, but because I saw this video on YouTube before I know it's going to be a TV show, and I watched what this whole thing was about. But no, I think it's still going to be really good.
I'm excited to watch it for sure.
Yeah.
I just haven't gotten around to it. I just keep putting other things on.
Yeah.
All right. I have 2 last questions.
I was going to say, do you have any other non-TV related questions?
I have 2 more. Number 1, do you have any goals for 2023?
Nope.
None?
No, I'm just kidding. I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess a lot of them are just like career-oriented right now. Well, not just career-oriented, but like we're all at the same place, so we probably all have a lot of the same goals. Like I want to like finish school. I want to get a career. I mean, I still have to figure out like details of like living situations and stuff. Whether it's going to change or whether it's not going to change. And then like, I don't know, you have like all the personal goals too. And then you just hope that you can get some of them. So
one of my goals is to run 6 races this year.
Nice.
Every year I feel like I put like get ripped or get in shape, but like I wanted something I can actually do. So one of the runs is like a night run in Cleveland for cancer that me and my mom signed up for.
Nice.
And then I want to do a Tough Mudder.
Ooh.
Nice.
That sounds fun.
You'll have to let us know how that goes. But I guess another goal that I didn't really think of as a goal at first, but I want to travel a lot, like before I have to start working.
Well, this year, like this is the last semester we can go see most of our friends.
Yeah, so I want to start, because like again, that's another thing we missed out on with that year is like going to visit campuses as a college student. So there's like, I mean, I want to go see, also all the colleges we've talked about before.
Gannon.
Ithaca, Gannon. Yeah. His
Geneva.
schools.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I mean, I got to Arizona before I got to Gannon, which is interesting.
This is a little interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to get to LA, to see LA and then to see a friend out there. Yeah, I want to go somewhere warm for spring break. Last year I just stayed at home and
I haven't done anything for a spring break yet.
Yeah.
Same.
So we'll see. I want to do something then. We get spring and Easter break, so if I really wanted to, could do like
double it up.
Yeah, I mean, I probably wouldn't do 2 big trips, but like maybe like a car trip or something. I want to get to BG. So like, I mean, you can go on and on, but like, yeah. So I guess I would say I want to travel more.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
All right, you ready for the final question, then?
I guess
This one's a doozy.
Oh no.
No. So, if somebody watches this in 150 years, that'd be the year 2173. What would you want them to know about you / what you're living through right now?
That is a doozy. No, it's a good question. I feel like what I really would want them to know, I would need to take time and like prepare, think think of how I'm going to say it for such an important message.
Take as much time as you need.
We'll cut to one.
Yeah, the little clock that.
11 hours. Yeah.
Just a random person, or are they like my descendant?
Is it one? Yeah, is it one person or everyone get to watch this?
Mm-hmm.
It's online. Anyone can do that.
So it's like a random person, not related to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's a really good question. I guess I would say that because I want it to be a dialogue, but I guess it can't because I'm probably going to be dead. But gotta be optimistic.
They hardwired my brain cells into this computer so you can talk to me. I won't remember anything though.
I don't know that. I guess if we're going to link it to what we were talking about earlier, that if they think things are like the end of the world at that time, I mean, 150 years earlier, we thought it was going to be the end of the world. 10 years earlier, people thought it was going to be the end of the world. And probably 100 years before that, people thought it was going to be the end of the world. So, like, I feel like people are always slightly pessimistic in their view of things. And while, I mean, like I said, I do think that there's just some crazy things going on right now. I mean, hopefully we'll make it 150 years. So if you are seeing this in the year, it was 2173.
Mm-hmm.
Congrats. You did it.
You're good now. You're done. You don't have to do it.
In another 150 years, give them our congrats and look up my family and say hi for me. So, yeah.
Nice.
I don't know where they're going to be, but...
The Noonans.
Yeah.